festival, and this is a Scottish fiddling workshop. We had a competition this morning, and the workshop is for participants with and without fiddles. So if you have no fiddle with you, you can still participate. You're welcome to ask questions. You can ask all kinds of questions, but I'm much more likely to answer if they're questions about Scottish fiddling. Or at least about fiddling in general. So this is the place for all those burning questions about fiddling that have been keeping you awake all night. This is the place. And a lot of the people with the fiddles, I see some of you participated or were present this morning. And I'd like to encourage people to ask questions because that gets us started and that helps me know what are the burning questions. Oh, there's a question back there.
How is Scottish fiddling different from other fiddling?
Oh, that was a really good question. How is Scottish fiddling different from other kinds of fiddling? Wow. It's a variation on one question that I get, which is how is a fiddle different from a violin? And I will explain that one first, and then I'll address that question. Here's a fiddle, here's a violin. It's exactly the same instrument, so the difference is the way you play it. And it's almost more a matter of the attitude of the player as much as the technique. A lot of the techniques I use could be used for playing classical music as well as fiddling. It's just which ones I choose to use at any particular time. Different styles of fiddling. The music is a part of the cultural tradition of any place and time. So you can look to different styles or different parts of history, different times in history to get different styles of fiddle music. And you can look to different geographical places to get different styles of music. And I can address it more specifically if you have a question about one particular style of fiddling versus Scottish fiddling. Are there other fiddle styles? For example, old-time fiddling. American old-time fiddling is a descendant, in part, from Scottish roots. There are other roots as well in American old-time fiddling. But the Scottish roots are present. So I'll just give you a little bit of a snapshot of that. I'm going to play a Scottish tune in its original style. It's an 18th century tune. It came across the pond and it jumped style. So it's the same basic tune, but the old-time version of it is faster and it's got a different rhythmic feel. But if you listen carefully, you can hear it's more or less the same tune. So here's a tune called Highlander's Farewell in its Scottish and old-time American versions. Between an old-time and a Scottish styling on the same basic tune.